Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Forging Fates. As always, welcome to the New Age Geeks channel. If you're new here, we are building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, a sober D&D campaign set in the Critical Role world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. We are partnered with the Phoenix, a non-profit group building a community of people in recovery aiming to end the stigma around the rehabilitation journey from substance use through a sober, active lifestyle. They have an app that you can use to schedule in-person or virtual events including yoga, D&D, meditation, and rock climbing, just to name a few. So you can click the link below to download the app and connect with a new community of friends to support your journey. And that all being said, welcome everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day today.
Yep. Hi, guys.
And just so you know, guys, the New Age Geeks includes more than just us. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in the community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you can. Just join our Discord and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels, where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
And chat rooms with the cast and other members of the growing community. Remember that the best way to help us out with the algorithm is engagement. So we'd appreciate if you watched our videos all the way through, liked, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so these platforms know to share us with everyone else. Beyond that, we have posts going up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, so if you're on those platforms, follow us there for more geeky goodness.
Oh my god, hi. Did you know if you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account, you can get a free month subscription to any Twitch channel? You can resubscribe or subscribe to a new channel every month, but it comes at absolutely no extra cost to you. But if you're willing to help us out in a financial way, we have a tip feature here on Twitch, which uses PayPal for safe, secure, one-time donations. For you Twitch enthusiasts, bits are, of course, welcome here too. We have a modest merch shop for hoodies and goodies, and a Patreon for those who wish to donate to our cause and get a little something back. Lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor, reach out directly to us via our Instagram page, and we can begin those discussions too.
Once again, thank you all for joining us on tonight's episode of Forging Fates.
Does anyone else have any other announcements?
Tomorrow. Are you going to announce it?
I was going to let you do it.
Oh, I didn't know I was making the announcement. Tune in. Tomorrow night, we have a preview of, or not a preview, premiere, that is the word, it's been a long Monday, of the first episode of our new show, Spell Shots, featuring myself as a cast member. I'll be playing Mira, the cute little hairdresser elf sorcerer, but also DM Jeremy Duchant and players. Sorry, I was not prepared to make this announcement today. Players Andrew Landy and Mr. Kapow. So definitely tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Pacific time.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to discuss?
Last week's Forging Fates episode is live on YouTube, so you can catch up on all our previous episodes once you're done enjoying tonight's.
It's like a Tarantino movie. You can just flash back. All right. If we've got nothing else, let's dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. Okay. Picking up where we last left off, the Fists, having made their way through the Grey Valley, eventually coming across a sword that they were able to reclaim being the rumored blade of Trist Dressig. They were able to recover the sword from a set of spirits that seemed to judge them in some way. Eventually, Finnick being the one to claim the blade for herself. They continued their journey, eventually coming across a shadow demon, which, using this newly acquired blade, Finnick seemingly destroyed it in a burst of divine energy. And they pretty much just continued the journey northward. Eventually making their way through the Grey Valley to the base of the Cliff Keep Mountains. Continuing up through that, they made their way northward once more, eventually coming upon the hunched figure on the road in front of them. So, that being said, let's continue. So, as the party continues through the rugged path of the Cliffkeep Mountains, your all of your attention is drawn to the figure hunched over on the side of the trail. And as you guys approach, you see a man worn and weary, his clothes tattered and dirty by the hardships of the mountain, deep lines etched into his face, just giving off that essence that this is someone who's spent a good amount of time here in these mountains through struggle and hardships. The sun... I'm sorry, I got distracted here. Looking around, you see the beauty of the Cliffkeep Mountains. The snow-capped peaks glistening in the sunlight, reflecting rays that illuminate the surrounding landscape. Much different than what you were experiencing through the Grey Valley. This is as you kind of come out of that space into this much more open and airy environment. As you scan the horizon, you spot the breathtaking waterfalls cascading down steep cliffs, silvery veils shimmering against the rocky backdrop. You see birds of prey soaring above the sky, riding the thermals with their outstretched wings. You see the lights and shadows dancing, creating this dramatic tableau that fills you with almost a sense of awe.
Sounds beautiful.
It's a wonderful place. With each clop of the horse's footsteps, you hear it echoing out across the mountains, with backgrounded by the distant rumble of the waterfalls as they kind of reaches your ears, with the occasional sound of leaves from the mountain trees swaying in the breeze. You hear the occasional eagle's piercing cry off in the distance, and you hear your footsteps crunching against the gravel. You smell the earthy fragrances of damp soil as the water kind of cascades down, filling each step with this. There's some parts that are almost thick with water in this, as you come through the summer months, and you can feel that pure, untouched, revitalizing energy that resides within the mountains. So, as you approach the elderly gentleman strewn out on the road, what do you guys want to do?
Is he blocking the road?
He's laid out in the road, yes.
Laid out, so he's not standing up?
Correct.
I hope he's okay.
Sir, are you okay?
There's no response.
Well, should we just roll over him?
I'm gonna walk straight up, close to examine. I'm gonna go like 5 feet before I get like
That's probably the
Gotcha.
smarter. Yeah.
Yeah, at least move him out of the road if we're gonna.
You're right. I wasn't thinking.
Okay. Tristan, as you approach, you can see that he is breathing in the road, but he doesn't seem to make any movements as you approach.
So I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna take help with my sword and just kind of like the handle and just poke him. I'm sorry, my sheath, my sword in the sheath, and kind of give him a nudge
I'm gonna poke him with a stick.
and see what happens.
As you approach and kind of poke him with the shaft of your blade, he grunts at the sudden pain in his side.
I'd like to get out of the cart and then walk up as well.
Okay.
I'll sort of squat down and look at him. Sir, are you okay? I'm gonna just sort of reach out my hand and touch his shoulder, and while doing so, I'm just gonna use my healing hands.
How many points are you gonna put into him?
It's 5 hit points.
So you're gonna dump all 5?
I'll just do 3 for now.
Okay. Oh, you see the divine energy kind of pass over into his body, glowing him momentarily in the space you touch him. Oh, thank you. I don't know how much longer I could. Who are you folks?
I just sort of glance back at everybody else. Like we're just travelers passing through.
Through the mountains?
Yes.
What brings you? He kind of starts to sit and turn, rolling over onto his side, and it's at this point you see he has he's pretty emaciated. It looks like he's been not eating well for a long time.
Jeez.
But he kind of turns and rolls over onto his side to look back at you, kind of reaches back and clutches his chest for a bit. Why are you coming this far north?
Just
Not that I'm
passing
upset
through.
about the help.
We're just passing through to Lirengor.
Oh, what's well, okay. Please help me up.
I'll try and help him up.
I assist.
Okay, kind of reaches out and grabs both of your hands, and you have to put a pretty good amount of effort into lifting him up. He does seem pretty frail in his not only being old, but several days of starvation, it would seem. Thank you so much. Is there anything I could? Do you have any food that I could possibly get from you?
Have food. You can have some of my food. I'm sorry for wanting to run over you.
Run over me.
Yeah, here's some bread.
Oh. Start taking the bread. Oh, thank you. I haven't eaten in days.
Why?
Oh, there was a block on the road towards my encampment, and I wasn't able to get past it. So I've been trying to find a way around, and it took me longer than I could have hoped.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy?
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
I was gonna ask.
I don't know, like, it could just be, like, some sad, starving old man, but it also could be something bad. I don't know. 21.
Okay, 21. So, looking at him, he looks like an old man. But as you kind of glance in a little bit further and try to read his form, he's definitely an old man. And it just seems like he's come on some hard times.
He's an old man, and he's an old man, and if you look really closely, he's an old man.
I hate it when you do that.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm gonna start preparing a 3-course meal for everybody, and here, let me pull out my cookbook so I can read you exactly what's going into it, and derail this entire episode with food as we feed this old man who's just dying in the middle of the road.
Would you folks be able to help me move the stones from the path to my home? I'd be willing to compensate you.
I mean,
It's on the way to Lirengorn.
I mean, it's a little off the path, but I can show you a way around that'll probably cut off some time on your trip. I know these mountains pretty well.
do you live in the mountains?
I do.
Or were you just passing through?
No, this is my home.
So out of curiosity, what you're saying is that rocks fell and you didn't die?
That's correct. Not yet, at least. I was close there, but thanks to this bread, I got at least a few more hours left in me.
Yeah, I'm sure we can rustle something up.
But I
How
have
big are these
food.
stones that block the path?
Oh, there's quite a few, but you seem like a strapping young lad.
Yeah, I didn't ask how many. I said how big.
The various sizes. They're too big for me, but someone of your stature, I'm sure.
Bennett can do it for sure. You know Grog, right? She beat him in arm wrestling.
I don't know who Grog is, but sure, whoever can help.
One guy.
I mean, yeah, a big strong guy, or I point over to Tristan and I'm like, I beat that strong guy in arm wrestling, but I'm pretty sure that was just luck. But I don't see why we're not able to help you.
Well, the least we could do is take a look, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Follow me. And he turns and starts to kind of limp his way up the path.
You know we have a cart, right?
I didn't want to impose. It'd be rude of me to assume.
That's true.
Traveling together, get on the cart.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what they say when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me.
No, we've got horses. We don't need an ass. Like the horse pulls the cart. What?
That's a good joke.
Anyway,
Whisper's been taking a nap on Talon's back this time.
Talon just kind of trotting along behind the cart.
he's gonna wake up and we're just gonna have some random old dude with us. Just completely
that.
off track.
Kinda,
I'm just not taking my eyes off him at all.
okay. Climbs up.
What's your name, stranger?
I'm Leorin. You can call me Leo, though.
I want to insight check that because that was a lot of hesitating.
The
That was the DM hesitating. He didn't have a name prepared.
One thing I forgot. Wrote everything else. Forgot the name.
Well, either way, it was an 8.
All right.
His name is Olden Manon.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be lying about his name. But you never know, Clover. You never know these days.
Nobody
No,
should-
it was good.
While we're in the cart, I'll use the rest of the healing hands.
Okay.
Help him out.
Okay. You see an energy kind of restore a little vitality to him, but he's still a pretty old guy. Living in the mountains for a long time.
Okay.
So Gormrog, he begins to give you directions northward to his home, essentially.
Yeah.
From there, Eventually, you all make your way. About an hour and a half, he has you all traveling northward, a little bit northeast towards. Eventually, what you come upon is this very small side path that the horse won't actually be able to go up to. So, this is my home's up there, about another 10-minute walk from here. The horse won't be able to come, unfortunately. Not the griffin may, and your friend sleeping. I don't know what they will be doing.
Yeah, the griffin can fly if need be, but I'll secure the horse.
Do you have any sort of cover that you can put on them?
Cover?
Yeah, harpies are around in the mountains, and you gotta watch out for them. They are dangerous.
Do we?
Harpy?
I don't think I
Can we
have.
try and, like, are there any trees around here? Could we try and position the horse and cart underneath, like, trees?
I would say there are. I'm already losing my voice with this guy's voice. There are some trees that you get the sense that you'll be able to cut and gather some branches to build a makeshift cover. Whoever wants to go ahead and do that, just make a survival check for me.
I'll do it if nobody else will.
It's your idea. Go for it.
Okay. That took forever to roll. That is a 12.
Okay. You don't get the sense you're going to be fooling any humans or any intelligent creatures, but you feel like you're able to build a good enough of a makeshift shelter to cover the horse and give it a little bit of shade in the mountain sun.
Okay. Just
Also
gonna
gonna
take my
toss a
cloak.
blanket over.
I'll take my cloak and just put it over the horse. Just like, we'll be right back.
Hello? Yo. What's up?
Morning.
Is it morning?
A little later than that, but
What time is it?
Probably getting close to noon at this point.
Okay.
It's still morning. Where are we?
We're going on a side journey.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so the Leo begins to lead you up this path, and already you can see some rocks have kind of like fallen down onto this path throughout the years and begin to block certain portions of it, and he has to, in his old feeble age, kind of like shuffle around them. They're not really dangerous for any of you, but for him, it's each rock in his path is a harrowing adventure to go around. So, I've been living up here for the better part of, 20, 30 years now. So far, so good. And it's a peaceful life, and I enjoy the quiet. What makes
What do
all of
you
you
do?
adventure? What do I do?
Yeah, isn't it boring up here? Also, hi, I'm Whisper.
Oh, I whisper, I'm Leo. No, it's not boring. I enjoy the quiet. I enjoy being able to live life as I've wanted and just not have any people from the government telling me what to do.
Truly a fantasy experience.
Yeah. Okay, sounds boring to me.
Oh, to each their own. So eventually you make your way over to his, what he calls his home, and there are you see the outline of a door frame like cut out into the mountain, behind, not like a cutout, like a cave opening that he calls his home. But there are several large boulders in front of it, varying in size. Some a big watermelon to some like a big beach ball.
I'm gonna walk ahead of the group and get closer to and just examine the area around the rocks.
Okay, roll a perception check for me.
How paranoid are your players?
Why?
19.
Okay. Taking a look at the rocks, you see various chips and dents from how they kind of rolled down the hill and fell into this spot. And as you look up, you can see the outcropping that resides a couple hundred feet up from his home is crumbled and destroyed a bit from where it looks like maybe rain or winds kind of rocked the stone and freed it up from its space.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot here, guys. I'm gonna go and like how many rocks, how many boulders are there in general? Like, would there have to be moved to get, give them entrance?
You're looking at probably a dozen.
Does it look doable?
I put my sword. I'm gonna keep my sword on my back. I'll put my sword on my back, and I'm gonna go to like one of the medium-sized rock boulder and attempt to move it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
$21.
Okay. First one, you reach and scoop it up, and it's heavy, but you're a pretty strong guy. You're able to pick it up, and what, you gonna launch it off the side? What do you want to do?
What's directly around me?
So there's a relatively thin pass that kind of curves around this space, and there is his home that is in the mountain. So the boulders kind of fall into the path in front of you, covering up his home.
So we're in a very small, like there's not.
Yeah, it's not a ton of space. You could fit maybe two of you side by side.
All right, so I'm gonna look for a space where I can, if I can, keep moving them to where I can make more of a path for us to still fit. So now I'll move them in different angles, open spaces, to make us, I guess, like a path until it gets harder.
So you could bring it back and kind of fill in spaces along the path that you've come across, or you can just throw it off the side.
Sort of. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. You huck the first stone off the side and rolls down the hill. You
That
hear
looks fine.
I'm gonna look back at the group and should I just keep going?
Well,
Can I help?
Might as
yeah,
well.
we can help.
I'm also gonna help.
So yeah, let's go. And I'll just move and just start moving and I'm gonna try to be very organized where I'm trying to throw or place the rocks I'm grabbing.
Okay, so everyone that's helping, go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
Am I rolling another one?
Yeah, you can go roll one more.
That's cut.
Oh.
23.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Me.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay. And Clover, you're just sitting there watching.
Sometimes you just need to know your own strength.
Okay, so
The deadliest one out of all of us right now, and she's just like, gonna kill out right now.
all right, so
Chilling.
the four of you dig into the stones, each of you grabbing on to one of the various sized boulders and begin launching them off the sides or placing them whatever works best for you.
Start building a cairn.
Whisper
I'm
just
trying
like
to hit things.
fucking
I'm
hot.
trying to, yeah. If I see something, I'm gonna try and target it. Like,
Whisper takes out a tree kind of like halfway down the hill.
I'm on the other side, lightly placing things and just.
But eventually, between the four of you, you make quick work of the rock pile, eventually separating it out. And you see inside of his cave, this cave that he has over the last 20 plus years made into a home. You see a bit of wooden door that has been kind of smashed from the rock fall and maybe pulled out, destroyed in a little bit of a pile by where you've just cleared out. But looking inside, you can see there are dried furs across the floor. There's a pretty well constructed bed off to the corner, a bit of stove that he's made for himself. There's things hanging from the ceiling of whether it be trinkets or trophies from things he's hunted in the mountain region. And as you guys all stand there kind of at the doorway looking in, he kind of shuffles over, sneaking past each of you. Oh, come in. And he steps over the wood. Please, make yourself at home. I have an entertaining guest and
I'm gonna pick up the door pieces and just move them so that they're leaning against the wall next to the doorway.
Okay.
I would like to start to cast mending on the door.
Okay.
Just like
as you think or going and mending the door, he makes his way in and starts to get a fire going in this like makeshift stove he has kind of like prepared, and he puts a pot on top of it and seemingly getting tea or some sort of boiled liquid ready for all of you.
don't like the way you said that, but okay.
So, what makes you all head to Lyringorn?
It's going on vacation.
Vacation. Wow.
Yeah, we travel a lot.
We just like exploring new places and we've never been there before.
That's fun. I'm happy for all of you. You seem like
A lot of fun.
you guys seem like a bright young band of adventurers getting out there, seeing the world. Oh, I miss those days.
Old man.
That's true. I am an old man.
During this conversation, I'm going to use my first magic awareness,
Okay.
so I can sense any I can concentrate on any spell or magic item within 60 feet of me during my turn.
Okay.
And if there is, I recognize the school of the magic it belongs to.
So smart.
Okay.
There's me casting
Right.
magic outside, but
Yeah, I'm gonna see a lot. Yeah, the outside of that, I'm gonna know the stuff, our obvious magic stuff.
Yeah, you see all of your guys' items. Inside his home, nothing really comes out as magical. Nothing's really out there shining as a magical item.
And neither him, nothing either.
No.
Okay.
Are you sure you should really be living here by yourself at your age?
Well,
There was one little avalanche and you almost died.
well, if that's the way I go out, then at least I'm doing it on my own 2 feet.
Well, you weren't. You were laying down.
Well, if that's the way it goes, then that's the way I'll go out.
Okay.
So, did any of you care for a cup of root tea?
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, let me get some cups, and he kind of grabs these like partially, certainly handcrafted wooden like carvings that they're all very small, but they're hack jobs to say the least. You don't get the sense that he is a craftsman of any sort in regards to carving wood, but begins to pour tea into a few cups and kind of comes over as his hands shake a little bit, and as he reaches out and hands it to you, the little flicks of tea spill out as he hands it over.
Yum. Did you make these cups yourself?
I did. They're wonderful, aren't they? It took me hours to do it.
Ooh, I like them a lot.
I like you a lot. You're so polite.
Clover takes a sip and immediately gets a splinter.
Guess after a few minutes, I will walk and join the others up
Okay.
in.
Did you fix my door, dear?
I did.
You're so kind. I'm so lucky to have run across all of you.
So, you got any games?
Games? Oh, I've got a wonderful game of toss. Pulls out a little rock from like one of the cutouts in the wall. You just throw it into a cup.
How do you win?
You just get it in.
I'm gonna play.
Okay, let me get another cup. He grabs another cup and just kind of sets it over into one of the sides of the room. Come here with me. What's your name, dear?
I'm Clover.
Clover, come here, Clover. Now stand here. And we'll just get a little bit further. And then you take the rock and you chuck it. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me.
Dexterity.
Yeah.
14.
You throw the rock and it just kind of rolls as it hits inside the cup. It flings out the top before landing off to the side. Oh, so close, but that's the trick. You gotta know just how hard to throw it so it doesn't pop on out.
My turn.
Okay, let me hit the rock. He walks back over to the side of the cup, picks it up, and comes back. It takes about a minute in total to retrieve the rock and bring it over to you, Whisper.
All right. What do I roll?
Roll a dexterity check.
Yeah.
While they're playing, I'm going to go to the door and just look outside.
Okay.
And stand by the door.
18.
You throw the rock and it hits the rim, kind of rings around the side before dumping inside the cup. You won! That's what I'm talking about, baby!
You get so good at this game.
Your turn. I passed to. I got the rock this time and passed to the old man.
Alright, goes in and takes it. Oh, I hope you're ready for this. Swish! It just misses the cup completely.
I thought the goal was to hit the cup.
I know. Get my eyes. Get some. When you hit. Don't worry. I'll do better next time. Goes and shuffles over again to go pick up the rock.
Not worried.
Tristan, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
11. I mean, no, 12. 12.
Okay. Gazing out across the horizon, you see storm clouds. About 6 hours out, moving their way towards your direction, and but besides that, you see a bit of the birds in the area kind of making their way into their homes on the mountainside, beginning to take cover. But besides that, nothing really strikes you as suspicious. So, I know I promised you all something for helping me. Let me, you guys keep playing. I'm gonna go look.
Does he have any flat boards of any kind lying around?
Just like he has essentially what would be a table, yeah.
I mean, like planks of wood of any kind, just like that aren't things yet.
Not in this space. You don't see anything that would qualify as that.
Okay, never mind.
Go ahead, Clover.
No, were you guys? Are you done? No. Okay. As the old man leaves the room, Clover's gonna stop playing and she's going to follow him, but not in like a weird stalky way, but more in like a curious young girl visiting random person's house kind of way.
Okay.
As if he's taking her on a tour that he doesn't know he's taking.
Okay. As he kind of shuffles back into the little like space that he calls his room, you see this makeshift pile of books that you get the sense he was trying to build a bookshelf, but having no carpentry skills, it's just this random assortment of wood planks that he's kind of set together that lean slightly to one side. And he's got a couple books on the shelf there, and kind of starts going through them. Oh, let's see here. What would be useful for a group of adventurers? No one cares about that. I certainly don't want to read that. What?
I like your bookshelf.
Oh, I didn't know you followed me in here. I'm a little embarrassed. You see him kind of push one book down, so you can't read the title.
You have
Nice
a very
glove.
fancy house.
Thank you so much. I built everything here myself. Can you tell?
I can.
Oh, thank you. I like that home-crafted feel.
So what are you getting for us?
Well, this is what I'm looking for. I think he kind of pulls out this book, about this big, relatively thick. Starts to shuffle back over to.
Oh, wow. Tristan and Whisper are gonna love this book.
Okay, this is a book was given to me, maybe 40 years ago.
Time.
I think it would help you all in some way. It can help you hone your skills a bit. Be a little more. How do you say? Helps you focus and hone your mind to be.
He didn't read it.
To be.
Be a craftsman like you?
I'm sorry?
Be a craftsman like you?
Well, just more overall general, like improving your mind's ability to perceive and notice things and to read people a bit more.
Moves to wisdom.
It's a +1 book of wisdom.
Actually awesome. Cool. I'm sure everyone's going to be so excited to hear about this.
Well, I'm glad I could be of assistance. So, will you all be staying for dinner?
Do you cook as good as you make cups?
I certainly do better.
Well, I'll let everybody else decide.
Okay.
Clover leads the way back out into his living room. Or whatever, his room, his house.
And I'm gonna let the group know, as you know, if we're walking from the rooms, and just letting you guys know that it's looking like we're about to get some really bad weather out here. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're doing for the night, and we have the horses still tied up.
Is the entrance to the cave big enough for a horse?
No.
Damn.
Which direction is the storm coming from?
It is coming from the west.
How far out did you say it was, Tristan?
It seemed like a good 5, maybe 6 hours out. But if we're gonna plan for the night, especially out here, we should probably do that now.
Mm-hmm.
Can we stay here?
Oh, I don't think I would turn down friends for the evening, especially one so nice as all of you. We can play cup all night.
As riveting as that sounds. Above the table, does it seem like it'd be a safer option to wait out the storm here, or try and continue on our way?
Let's say roll a survival check for that.
All right. Totally cool with that, but figured I'd ask either way. Cool. Natural 20.
Okay.
Plus 3.
Using a lot of your the history you have with like traveling out in the wilderness for a bit, you would make up time on your travel if you were to continue, but you would run the risk of bearing the elements and potentially hindering you, or whereas the safe route would just be waiting the storm out in the cave.
I will relay that to the group and I don't know what you all want to do, but it'd probably be safer if we waited it out.
We do have the horses still under blankets.
Yeah, I want to do whatever is best for the horse.
But with the things in this forest or area, I mean, the man said there was harpies out there.
Can I ask? I could ask Talon to protect. What's our horse's name? Did he have a name when he was gifted to us? Is it a he?
Oh shit, the real cult?
I don't remember.
Should we name the horse?
Yes.
Let's see if the horse survives the night. If the horse survives the night, we'll name the horse.
That's a good idea. And we should also name the horse like with the horse so that they can tell us whether or not they like the name.
Sure. I might have to remember how to talk to horses, but if we sleep, I can try.
If we say a name, it doesn't, like, it'll go like,
Yeah.
like that. But if we say a name, it does, like, it'll, like...
Well, you could always just ask the horse to say yay or nay.
Yeah, we've spent enough time with the horse now to understand it.
We've just been calling it the horse. I feel like that's kind of rude.
I mean, I haven't, but okay.
What have you been calling it?
It's not important.
Well, what color is the horse?
If I remember right, it was a brown horse with oh wait, no, that's Atreus. I think it was just a brown horse, if I remember right.
But if Talon could protect the horse, that would probably be a good thing.
Okay, well then. I want to go outside and see if I can find Talon.
Okay. Easy enough. Talon's kind of still in that area where you left and with already kind of sitting with the horse.
Well, looks like there's going to be a storm. Are you okay in the storm? Okay. Can I ask you a favor? Horse over here isn't as strong as you. Yeah. We kind of need horse, though, to move the cart, because I don't want to ask you to move the cart, because that's a little, like... Yeah, you're too tough for that. Can you make sure nothing attacks horse? I'll give you treats tomorrow. Cool. It's a deal. Be safe. Let me know if you need help, and I'll come out and help you.
How far away exactly are we from the horse?
Probably 150 feet down.
Okay.
Okay, so Whisper makes her way back up to the rest of the team, and you guys have the evening to go ahead and do whatever you'd like. What's the plan here, folks?
Tristan's gonna automatically find a spot by the door and start just playing his flute.
Okay.
Whisper.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Whisper is gonna invent trick shots. With the cup and the rock.
Okay.
Clover's gonna grab the book and she's gonna hold it up and be like, "Hey, everyone! By the way, he paid us in knowledge."
The best thing to have, especially out on the wilderness.
Actually, I'm very interested in that.
Me too. I can't wait to read it.
Behind the back.
What are you doing, Fennec?
Just probably sitting on the other side of the door is Tristan, and then just practicing my magic a little bit.
Okay. So as you all are kind of getting ready to settle in, you could feel the air beginning to change and cool as the storm begins to press forward towards your space. And you feel that wind coming in as the storm is looking, as especially you and Finnick and Tristan as you watch it, looking like it's going to be a pretty big storm. You can smell the electricity crackling in the air as it begins to draw nearer and closer. You also smell the roasting of potatoes and the bubbling of what appears to be some sort of stew as Leo begins to prepare this dinner for all of you. No meat, though. Any meat he had is gone bad in the days he's been locked out of his home, so it's a vegetarian stew.
I will say, like, once the storm hits, Finnick will take a step outside just to go stand in the rain.
Okay. All right. I will say, is there anything anyone wanted to do before the storm hits?
I'm gonna, at some point, try and get Whisper to the side.
Okay.
And just really briefly go. Don't tell anybody, but just between me and the horse, I've been calling him Tater Trot.
I like it. That's a good name. Does the horse like that name?
I don't know. I haven't really said it out loud. It's just been in my head.
It's a fun name. So, I like that.
I was also thinking about, like, some play on words for some of my favorite characters in some books I've read, but it just didn't seem as true to us as a food-based name.
Yeah, I mean, he's the color of a potato, so it works.
Yeah. That's what gave me the idea.
Yeah. I like it. But
It was that or Horsey McHorseface, so
Tough call. Tough call.
they didn't like that one.
yeah, no, Tater Trot's good. We can ask him tomorrow if he's still alive.
I really hope he's still alive, because I don't want to pull this cop by myself.
Yeah. Talon's watching him. But did you see any wildlife outside when you were outside walking up? I was like throwing rocks, so I was a little distracted, but
Yeah, there were some birds. There was saw some waterfalls, so I assume some fish somewhere. Did I see like four-legged creatures?
I will say, you saw the occasional, like, rabbit or vole kind of like pop its head up between the rocks for a moment before seeing this very loud group of people moving through their environment. I will say it was at a pretty good distance, but you did see a few goats on the mountain throughout the day. And you saw plenty of birds of various sizes making their way through the mountain.
Some little creatures, but round up one or two of them, and that should feed us for a while.
Can I try to
I
do
don't know
that
if you-
before the storm hit?
You can certainly try. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to see if I see, when I'm out there, I want to see if I see any animals. And if it's a bird, I want to try to hit it with my crossbow.
Okay.
Or if it's a scurrying animal, I want to try.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Yeah, just stay away from rabbits.
15.
Okay. I will say you see a good amount of animals, especially the birds. You see them kind of, as the storm's approaching, you see them kind of flying off into their little like cave inlets where they're going to hunker down. You see a few of them with nests not too far from your location. You see them landing on their nests and kind of like pulling it all back into the crevice to kind of block it from the rain.
Are any of the nests within a place where I could climb?
I would say yes, but it's going to take a skill check.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if they're landing in their nests, I want to try to climb to the nest and grab a claw.
Okay, so it's going to be a stealth check
Combo. Yeah.
and then a dexterity check. Or athletics check, rather.
Okay. Stealth is 17.
Okay, so you feel pretty stealthy.
And then to grab is dexterity.
Yep. Athletics.
Athletics, okay. 18.
Okay. So you sneak up to this, start kind of making your way up to this bird's nest tucked inside the mountainside. There's a few other nests around it, but you get the sense that you are stealthy enough to make your way up. And as you kind of begin to cross that threshold, you see this brown, certainly a bird of prey. It's got that hooked beak and it's got these relatively large talons, and you reach out and grab onto it. Tries to flap out of your hands. You gonna try and crack its neck or something?
Yes.
Okay, roll a strength check for me.
Okay. Ten.
You not a super high DC, but you struggle a bit before you're eventually kind of able to grab it by its neck, and you start choking the life from it before you're eventually able to crack its neck. You feel its wings break in your grip as you're trying to wrestle with it, but eventually you are able to subdue it. And as you kind of grab it by its feet and throw it over your shoulder, you see a few eggs kind of in the basket there.
I grabbed those too.
Okay. Make your way back down.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy. I got food.
Food.
I'll pass it to you. Here's
What?
the bird and some eggs.
Perfect. Those will go great in the stew.
Oh, no! No, make them on the side.
Nah. We have to do it separately.
Oh, well, all right.
There's dietary restrictions here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I assumed.
They're great birds. I don't eat them. Would you eat your children? No.
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 Oh.
I'm a farmer.
Okay.
Okay.
So, could one of you prepare the bird while I start?
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything in the interim?
Nothing.
Is it still before the storm, or
Yeah, we're coming up. Anything before the storm?
Oh,
No? Okay. So, as time begins to continue to tick forward, that storm pushing in more and more. Finnick, you smell the electricity in the air. You feel your hair starting to stand on end as it gets closer and closer. While it's about maybe a mile out, you see the first crack of thunder and lightning streak through the air, smashing down against the mountains ahead of you.
Whoa.
When I hear that first one, I'm gonna go outside. I see that, stop playing, and then go outside and kind of stand like somewhere next to her.
Okay. As you both standing out there, you watch another bolt of lightning smash down into the ground, out onto the horizon, before eventually the rain starts to pummel down against your skin. Lightly at first, for maybe the first minute, before it begins to pour down upon you, instantly drenching both of your hairs and soaking through your clothes. You stand there facing into the mountain storm.
I just close my eyes and tilt my head up towards the sky, just taking a deep breath.
I'm looking around and I'm just focused for what I can see. Depending on how heavy the rain is, just looking around, just paying attention to what's around us.
Okay. As you're both standing there, you see the mud from behind you begin to slide down the cliff, and it's not like overflowing storm, like flowing down, but you do see like these trails of mud making their way down the mountain, kind of filling along some of the pathway that you've recently cleared. For another lightning bolt strikes down in front of all of you.
Boy, are you ready for a broken record? I don't feel good about this.
It's a storm, Tristan.
And I'm not worried. You see, I look around and I'm not worried about the weather. I just feel that we're about to be stuck here.
I mean, we have time. But trust me, I'm glad we have a place to stay rather than traveling in this. We'd all be sick the next day.
Tristan and Finnick, both of you roll perception checks for me.
Oh, great. Let me pull this up.
15.
A 10?
Okay, Tristan. As both of you, another lightning bolt strikes down. This one progressively getting closer and closer to you all. It's so bright. Finnick, you have to shield your eyes for a moment. And Tristan, it's bright enough for you too, but you're able to kind of avoid looking directly at it as it strikes. And as it's coming down, it doesn't strike like a normal lightning bolt. It almost seems to take a form for a brief split second before disappearing again. You almost don't even know if that's what you saw.
After the lightning bolt hits, obviously I didn't notice the form, I don't think. But my magic's just gonna be like crackling around my fingers and like my forearms. Almost as if she's getting energized by just the thunderstorm.
Whisper. You feel a vibration coming from your pouch.
I'm inside though, right?
Yep. Go ahead, Tristan.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna, as I notice that, looking very, very confused, I'm going to just pull my sword out, but in a sheath, just take it from behind my back, and then just take a step forward and be like, did you see that?
The lightning?
Yes, the lightning, but did you see that? It changed. It wasn't that wasn't natural unless I'm losing my mind. That
I mean, you've been wearing yourself out these past few days. I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting tired. But what did you see?
I'm not sure. I've seen lightning. I've sat in storms. I've fought in them. I've never seen a bolt of lightning strike down and change its direction or shape before landing. This
Change its shape?
it was unnatural in its form as it struck, and then it just didn't seem normal. Just I understand. I'm always worried about this, but there is something not right here.
We can
Two lightning bolts strike much closer to you guys now.
just sort of.
And I kind of make a motion
shiver.
to like bring her in, like I'm turning to go, not forcing her, but like tapping her on the shoulder that I'm going in after that.
How far away were those last two lightning bolts?
Probably about 70 feet.
Oh shit, that's really close.
I'm gonna go close to the door, but I'm not gonna go inside.
I'm just gonna take a few steps back, assuming we're only like 15 feet away from the door.
Yeah, not even.
And
It's just that thing where it's like, I'm not going inside, but I'm just like right at the edge.
yeah, Gormy, group, there's something unnatural about this lightning. Come take a look.
I guess I'll go look.
Is there a fireplace inside?
Yeah.
Okay, so this entire time that they've been outside, Clover has been absolutely freaking the fuck out. She's like terrified. So she took a blanket and she went and sat in a corner closest to the fireplace and put the blanket over top of herself completely. So if you want Clover to come outside, someone's gonna have to come here. She can't hear anything except the inside of the blanket.
Whisper will see her and walk over. Clover, are you okay?
It's like sky monsters.
What?
The thunder, it's like it's really loud.
4 lightning bolts slam into the front of the cliff right in front of you, Tristan and Finnick. And both of you go ahead and roll Constitution saving throws.
Right.
Saving throws. I always forget where my saving throws are.
Did this old man piss off that this is happening to his house?
Natural 20.
Okay.
I got a 23.
God damn.
You got a what?
23.
Okay, you are not deafened by the sudden explosions in front of you, but rocks kind of splatter up and cover you in almost this little bit of mud from the cliff face.
I'll just sort of let the rain like rinse it off for a second, and then I'm just gonna. I think we should go inside.
As you say that, the 4 spots where you see it smoking a little bit, you see electricity kind of travel through the ground towards each other, and forming this one spot between them all. Begins to rise up from the ground, forming this almost figure in front of you. I need you all to roll initiative.
Amazing. Lightning person when all of my magic is like lightning.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Everyone roll initiative or just
Everyone, yeah.
Is the old man rolling initiative?
No.
But he's a hunter.
Like, nah, fuck this.
Make him grab an old rusty bow off the wall and take pot shots at it.
But he probably
Because
crafted it
level 20.
himself.
Natural 20.
Who's got natural 10?
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, I said secretly level 20.
Oh.
The old man.
Sorry, Zephyr's just hit the. Oh no.
All right. 25 to 20. 20 to
no.
15.
15. Oh no.
15 to 10.
12.
Oh no.
10 to 5.
8.
Hey,
Oh no.
What'd you roll, Gormrog?
Oh, sorry, no, 4, because I got a natural 1 and it's a +3.
Rolled a 6 with a 2.
All right. So, do we want to take our break at this before we jump in this battle?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we will be right back as we get ready to dive into this encounter with this strange lightning creature on the cliffside. We will be right back.
I'm Jacqueline Wilmot, Director of Volunteer and Community Engagement at the Phoenix. We're on a mission to help as many people as we can.
I'm blown away, honestly, by the impact our volunteers are having across the country. The Phoenix is yoga, it's art, it's hiking, it's music. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening at the Phoenix.
Now, because of our virtual volunteer platform, we can take Phoenix anywhere. All they have to do is pick up that volunteer flag, and it's started.
The people, they tend to come to the Phoenix because they get something out of it, you know? There's something genuine about that. And then, you know, along the way, they realize I can give back. What's so unique about volunteering with the Phoenix is that you can just come as you are, and we will give you the tools and the training to be successful.
I became a volunteer with the Phoenix so that I could give back, even if it's just a little bit of what they've given me. One of my most favorite things about volunteering is meeting people, connecting. I've made friends that I will have for a lifetime.
So it's been a dream of mine to be able to bring fitness or physical activities to the sober community here in Long Beach. And so to hear that the Phoenix was already here and doing that was super exciting for me.
Service to others has been played a major role in my personal recovery. So I like that the Phoenix lets me combine an activity and some service. I also really like riding my bike, so hand in hand they go together.
I love the Phoenix. I don't know, it's just the classes have really helped me come out of my shell a little bit. I have my confidence back, which I didn't have even though I got clean from drugs and alcohol. I feel like my life is taking off, and everybody at the Phoenix is helping me do that.
Once Phoenix has helped you rise from the ashes, there's this sort of natural response where you want to do that for other people. And the beauty of that is as soon as they find that strength and fortitude in their recovery, they're reaching back for the next person. And if we did that across the country, imagine how many lives could be touched.
So join us in this movement. Whether you are in recovery or an ally, you have something special to offer. Whether you are looking to lead events or support events, you already have everything you need to bring the Phoenix alive in your community. Get started today. We can't wait to make a difference alongside you.
Jacqueline Wilmot, Director of Volunteer and Community Engagement at the Phoenix. We're on a mission to help as many people as we can.
I'm blown away, honestly, by the impact our volunteers are having across the country. The Phoenix is yoga, it's art, it's hiking, it's music. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening at the Phoenix.
Now, because of our virtual volunteer platform, we can take Phoenix anywhere. All they have to do is pick up that volunteer flag, and it's started.
The people, they tend to come to the Phoenix because they get something out of it, you know? There's something genuine about that. And then, you know, along the way, they realize I can give back.
And we are back. Okay, so starting at the top, we have Finnick, go ahead.
Oh shit, I'm going before the Okay, so is it like a humanoid figure? Like, what's the size of it?
It's pretty large, and it's taking up the space on the cliff, but its form keeps shifting and crackling, and electricity jolts off one side, before like reforming back into itself.
Okay, and how big is it?
Large.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
For those of us who are not fully aware, what does large mean in terms of actual dimensions?
10 feet?
10 feet, I think. What is?
I'm just sort of like taken aback for a second, and I will use my Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
Let's go with second level. Well, I guess it seems hostile, right?
I mean, kind of. Who knows? Could be.
Can I hold my action with Chaos Bolt to see if it attacks us?
Sure.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, that ends your turn?
Yes, just holding the magic crackling in between my hands.
All right. Clover, you're up.
Clover heard the newest loud boom of thunder. She still hasn't gone outside, so she doesn't know what's going on out there. But this was the loudest, closest one yet. So she's going to scream and then pull the blanket back over her head and hide under it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
20. Oh, sorry. 25. Sorry about that.
Okay.
My brain.
Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope, I'm just hiding.
Okay. Tristan, you're up.
All right, I'm going to see Finnick just kind of ready and guard, and I'm going to step forward a couple of. I'm going to step forward till I'm going to be within. If I'm looking, I want to be within 10 feet of her, but like to the right from behind her.
Okay.
And I am going to, before doing the same thing, I'm going to say my free action. I'm going to say, "Are you okay?" And then do the same and hold my action.
To hold your action to do what?
To as soon as anything dangerous or we're attacked, that I automatically rage.
You're going to hold your action to rage.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, fine, it hasn't done anything yet. So my ears are ringing a little bit.
All right. That ends your turn?
Yes.
Whisper, you're up.
So I see Clover hide under the blanket.
Yep.
Well, okay. I want to see what's vibrating in my pouch.
Okay. You reach into your pouch, and you grab the hilt of a specific black dagger that is vibrating.
Mm-hmm. Can I, like, see if it vibrates more as I walk toward that side, or like?
You pull it out?
Yes.
Okay. As you pull it out, you feel it. It doesn't necessarily vibrate more in a certain direction, but you get the sense that whatever's going on around you right now has caused some sort of resonance with the dagger.
Look, Clover, my dagger is vibrating.
That's weird.
The black smoking dagger that you stole from Finnick's bag and didn't tell anyone about.
Well, I don't think there's anything bad happening, so I just sit down next to Clover.
Okay. It is going to be the creature's turn now. It is going to use its 90 feet of movement to essentially turn into a lightning bolt and appear in front of you, Whisper.
Inside?
Inside.
Through the door?
Through the door.
Okay.
And it's going to go ahead and make 3 attacks against you.
Oh, I'm so taken aback by that.
Turning to see that, can I use my action?
Yeah.
Because it's attacking one of us.
Yeah. So
Can
Tristan,
I do the same?
So Tristan, you rage.
I rolled a natural 20 to hit.
Okay. What are you hitting with?
Chaos bolts.
Okay.
So the damage depends on what I roll on the die.
Okay.
So.
Like sitting there, like, what the fuck?
So it's gonna be psychic damage. Then I rolled 19, so double that to 38
Okay.
points of psychic damage.
Pretty good hit. You see, as you strike it with the chaos bolt, you see that its form that was just essentially a bolt of lightning. As it passes by you and you hit it with the chaos bolt, you see it flare out for a moment as it kind of swirls before it reforms itself, appearing in front of Whisper. That first hit is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yes.
The second one is a natural 1. And the third one is a natural 1.
Damn.
Yikes.
Lucky as fuck.
Do I see Whisper holding the blade?
Yeah. So you take 11 lightning damage as it whips its form and just slams into your chest.
Ow.
And it is you see it's not able to grab it at this time, but you see the lightning kind of reach out from its arm, like what you assume is an arm, if you're defining this by any sort of shape, reach out and crackle towards the blade, and you feel the blade almost get pulled towards it, like as it seems to be like magnetizing the blade towards itself.
Is this creature Whispers right next to me under my blanket?
Wow.
And this creature came up, so is this creature also right next to me as well?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to use my reaction to Sentinel.
Okay.
Cool. I'm hitting it with my rapier.
All right.
$19 to hit.
That'll hit.
$13 damage.
What kind of damage is it?
Piercing.
Is it magical weapon or no?
No.
Okay. So you strike towards the creature, and as you hit it, you feel electricity slam into your arm, and you take 5 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, that's fucked up, Joe.
And you get the sense your blade doesn't do as much damage as you would have hoped.
5 points.
Yep.
So, I don't know how rogues work. Do you get sneak attack with that?
I did get sneak attack with that because I'm within.
Oh, that's with sneak attack. Damn.
Okay, but that ends its turn. So Gormrog, you're up.
In common, I'm gonna put my hands up and go, whoa, 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 and then switch to primordial and say, we attack in self-defense. We are not your enemies.
Okay.
Why do you attack us?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
I dropped 20 plus 2.
Yes.
Okay. That's your whole turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna punch a lightning bolt, Joe.
As you call out to it in primordial. So you hear back. It speaks Orin, but Orin's a subsect of primordial. So it seems to understand you, and you make out bits and pieces of what it's replying back. But as it's speaking to you, each word almost sounds like a mix between a tornado and a lightning bolt, as it tries to respond in this way that you will understand. And essentially, Blade, the masters, give it back. And that ends your turn. So, next up is Finnick.
I guess I'm gonna run back inside after it. Sort of tilt my head at Whisper holding the blade as I sort of reach for my bag of holding. We'll talk about that later. How big is the inside of this living room area?
It's about 45 feet across, and it's about 15 to 20 feet high.
Damn, he's got a nice living room. But I wouldn't be able to make it up to the lightning thing in one turn unless I dashed.
Right.
Okay. I will shout towards Whispering Clover, watch your heads! As I use another Chaos Bolt. This time I will be using it at 3rd level. For a 15 to hit?
That just hits.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. Oh, that wasn't that good. So 14 points of cold damage.
Okay. As you strike out towards it, and you see the lightning and bits, the air around it kind of mist with this white ice energy, and the lightning you see get dissipated through the moisture in the air, pulling it apart almost, and you see it fizzle out. Doesn't seem to do any extra damage, but it does seem to be an effective attack against it.
Okay, cool.
And that ends your turn.
Yes.
Clover, you're up.
I am going to disengage. New. I'm gonna. I'm going to attempt to dive and hide behind like a couch or a cupboard or something.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Sure. Go ahead and roll the stealth check for me.
Bonus action. Alright, that was a 17 plus. So
Okay.
17 plus 9. 26.
Okay. You feel pretty fucking well hidden.
Cool, and now I'm going to shoot my magical crossbow from hidden.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
22.
That definitely hits.
$20 damage.
Oof. Okay. You fire off the bolt, and you see the lightning as the magical arrow travels through the air. You see all of this creature's form like wrap around the bolt head as it passes through it, and ripping out shreds of electricity as it slams into the wall. You see the bolt crackle with electricity against the stone wall before dissipating, and you see the lightning creature's form just kind of shifting and bits of energy dissipating in form, and as it reforms and tries to hold itself together. But that ends your turn. Tristan, you're up.
I'm going into my rage, right?
You are raging, correct?
Okay, so I'm gonna roll my wild magic really quick. My wild surge. 4, which is magic infuses on one weapon of your choice that you are holding until your rage ends. Weapon damage changes to force, and it gains the light and thrown properties. I don't know what those mean.
It means you can throw your sword now.
Okay. And with a normal range of 20 feet and long range. Okay, long range 60 feet. If the weapon leaves your hands, the weapon reappears in your hands at the end of your turn.
Cool.
That's cool.
All right. So with that, I am going to just dash. And my eyes go reptilian. My scales start flashing. I rage run right through him.
Okay.
And go for flash. Great sword.
Okay. You get about 35 feet you have?
45.
Oh, so you are able to get right up in front of him.
And attack?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Attack number 1. Fuck. 8 plus miss.
Okay.
8 plus what?
So I unsheath and go for the swing, and the uppercut swing misses, and I go right back down for another swing. For another miss.
Okay.
Did I take all my speed?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna sit there. I'm gonna look at him. Use my free turn to say, "What is happening here, guys?" And then my turn.
All right. That ends. Whisper, you're up.
I just got hit by this fucking thing. I'm gonna stab it with the Nox blade.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
$23.
That'll hit.
Alright, that's 4 piercing damage and 6 necrotic damage.
Okay. As you hit it, you take 3 lightning damage. As you slam the blade into it, and you see it slice across the actual lightning bolts, being cut with the blade. You see it like this limb fall off to the side before splattering against the ground in electricity. And its form is now very weak, and the light begins to dim from its bolts as it begins to hunch over, almost into this quadrupedal shape, crackling with energy. Anything else you want to do on your turn, Whisper?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look menacingly.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check.
Oh, jeez. 9.
You feel so intimidating. It is going to be the elemental's turn now. It is going to... It's looking pretty rough at this point. It is going to reach up with its lightning, like in almost like you see it's the lightning like form like this almost hand, and it's going to go ahead and try and grab the blade from you, Whisper. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. Athletics or acrobatics? Because I think it's technically a grapple.
Okay, good. 19.
Okay, the first one doesn't connect. It's got 3 attacks. It's going to try again.
So do it again?
Yep, that's a natural 20.
False. That's a 12.
Silvery barbs.
Okay,
And Joe, you have to re-roll, and I'm giving Gem advantage.
that's a 16 plus. So 18.
The 14.
So grabs onto the blade and pulls it from your grip. And you feel your hand go numb as the electricity courses through your grasp. It is going to then, as it did coming in, turn itself into a lightning bolt and teleport 90 feet out.
So no op attack because it's teleporting.
Yep. It's not technically teleporting. I'm just using flavor text. It's moving 90 feet. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
That sucks because I was standing right in the fucking doorway.
Yeah, it
24.
can. That'll hit. You don't have to roll damage. It had 2 hit points left. How do you want to do this?
That was, I'm assuming because I had the Nox blade out, didn't have time to grab my club. So I think I'd just be like, punch it with the arm that I've been practicing throwing the rock with, like the non-dominant arm.
Okay.
So all that practice did me good. So I just go to punch it and like disconnect from where the blade it has the blade.
Okay, so you,
So it falls.
as it pulls the blade from your grasp, your right hand going numb from the electricity as it pulses into your arm. You see it beginning to form into a lightning bolt to teleport out, and you bring your left hand, slam through the blade. You take 2 points of lightning damage as the electricity courses up your arm and shoots off into the cavern ceiling. But as the lightning travels through your arm and dissipates, the blade clatters against the floor.
That's mine.
Where'd you get it?
I needed it. You didn't notice it was missing.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and go stand outside, get a breath of fresh rain and air.
Okay.
Is there anything left of his form?
No, not at all.
What the heck was that?
That was a lightning elemental. It was speaking a dialect of primordial, and it said something about trying to give back. It wanted us to give back that dagger of yours. Something to do with his masters. I didn't really understand the dialect entirely. I speak the root language, but he wasn't acting of his own volition, it seems. It was some sort of hierarchy instruction here. There's probably gonna be others coming.
For the dagger?
Yeah, for the dagger.
Well, we beat this one pretty easily.
You're electrocuted. Ow.
Is it still storming outside?
It is still raining quite heavily outside.
Oh want to go outside and see if I see Talon and
Okay, go ahead.
Peter Trot.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
13. I can't count today.
Okay. As you try and glance down the path, it's raining pretty heavily. And I will say, as you look down, you get a glimpse of where Talon and the horse are. And Talon's kind of like got his one wing pressed up against the side of the cliff that's getting covered in mud, covering like half of it, that wing. But he's got it covering so his feet don't get wet, and he's got his other wing kind of up above the horse.
Cool. All is well. And I come back inside.
You know, Tristan is like, time has gone by, he hasn't been attacked, and he's in that same spot, and his rage is ending, his scales start going down, his fangs go away, and his eyes go back to normal. And he just... What is happening?
We got attacked by a lightning monster, and we beat it.
And he stops, and he just turns, and he goes, walks. I don't know where Gormog is. If Gormog's in his path, walk towards him and just give him kind of a look, give a little head shake, and then go back to the doorway and look for just more.
Well, that was strange. I've never seen anything like that before.
A little bit of excitement to your life, huh?
You're telling me.
DM, I have a question.
I have an answer.
As I'm outside, is there a way to, like, is there like a peak nearby that I can get to, or like, is there like a way to get on top of the old man's house? I'm just looking for like a high point sort of away.
You could scale up the mountain a bit. It's gonna be a little bit of a trek because it's not exactly super close, but you could continue up the mountain.
I'm not gonna go too far, but just sort of like out of sight from that little area.
Okay. Are you climbing the mountain or trying to find like a path up?
Just a path.
Okay. Roll a survival check for me.
Okay. Ooh, that'll be a dirty 20.
Okay. It's definitely not an easy way to go, as there's mud kind of flowing down the mountain due to the heavy rain. But you are able to kind of trug yourself up a bit, towards the peak of the mountain to get a little privacy.
And I'm just sort of looking out over the area along the horizon and stuff. And I'm going to use my necrotic shroud. I'm away from everybody.
Okay.
I'm
so
just gonna let...
Go ahead and describe how your necrotic shroud appears.
Yes, please describe everything we don't freaking see.
Hey, nobody went after Phoenix, so she's out here all alone. So what unfurls is like this 7 or 8 foot long, large wingspan of bones in the shape of wings, very dirtied, sort of covered in soot, and little embers just sort of smoking off at different points around it.
As the wings flare out, there's almost this burst of embers as they flick against the wind. You see the little red sparks fly off, and as the rain pounds down against your wings, you hear tss as they instantly are turning to steam with each droplet against the bones that are what is left of your wings.
Yeah, I'm just sort of... I guess I could say I'm stretching them out in a way. Like, this is the first time I've had them out in almost years. I'm just a little disappointed that one of my friends went through my bag. Granted, I didn't notice it was missing, but that doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
Roll a d20 for me.
Okay. It's a natural one.
What did you expect, Finnick?
I didn't expect it.
Do you think they would ever trust you?
I mean, I would have hoped so.
We already told you what you are.
It's not my fault.
It's easy to say. You've never sought absolution. You've never sought to become what we hoped you would be. You are truly an aberration. A freak.
If you didn't want a monster, then you shouldn't have treated me like one. And I'm just gonna let out a scream as I'm going to use Arms of Hador.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they call me an aberration. I'll show you what an aberration is. So, granted, I know it's all in my head. Cece knows it's all in her head. But these large, 10-foot-long tentacles just surround her and lash out.
As you cast the spell, what you expect to be long, black tendrils end up looking more like the dark, brown, reddish wings of your father as they circle around you. Four flames whirl around and it all disappears.
Wings of who? No, Joe, you cut out. I didn't hear it.
They said wings of blank.
Oh, the wings of your father.
Do any of us hear Finnick scream from inside?
I'll say make a perception check, but it's going to be at disadvantage because of this heavy storm.
$15.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
The first one was a 24.
21.
Oh, are we all rolling?
Yeah.
Oh. What was the perception?
Yeah.
At disadvantage.
20. Oh. Oh, it's both still 18. 25.
Okay, so Gormrog and Tristan, you both hear your friend Finnick let out this anguished, pained scream through the storm.
When just after coming out of my rage, I'm going to, and being enraged the fact that this unknown thing is just happening, he's gonna flip his katana and then run right towards it, the sound, forgetting about what he was mad about.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no thought. It's just instinct. The two of us will look at each other and then run towards her.
I'll say make acrobatics or athletics checks as you're trying to get up the mountain towards her, where it's muddy and kind of a bit of a hazardous terrain, and you're moving fast.
24.
10.
Okay. Gormrug, you are able to kind of dive across, finding the few dry patches of like outcroppings of stone to avoid potentially slipping in the mud, and you make your way up the path. Tristan, you slip it down into the mud and slide back a bit, slowing your pace from Gormrog, who's able to continue ahead. Gormrog, as you make your way and kind of round this corner, you see Phoenix back towards you. And outstretched on either side, you see these long, boned, almost looking like pieces of wood that have been burning for a long time, and you see cracks of embers still simmering underneath. And you see from each of the tips of the wings, you see the slight drip of what you get the sense is either embers or lava, and as it drops down, it evaporates before hitting the ground. And you see Finnick just standing there, her hair washed down her face.
As I'm running towards her, I'm going to shout her name.
Do I hear it?
Yeah, you hear it.
Okay. I sort of give like a half glance over my shoulder. But as you get closer, you can tell Finnick is sobbing right now.
I'm going to run right up to you.
Okay.
And I'm going to avoid touching your wings, but I'm going to find your face. Go around you, not touching you, just around you, and just... Who did this to you?
They weren't always like this. They were beautiful once. They started to dim over the years. Until I ran away, and then they finally were snuffed out.
I don't know how anatomy works for wings, but they look like they hurt.
They didn't have feathers. I mean, it hurts, but I felt worse.
What can I do?
Just promise me you won't judge me for it. I was scared of you guys all seeing this, and mostly because I feared any more judgment.
I just tried to talk a bolt of lightning out of attacking a friend on our way to commit regicide. And you think I'm gonna judge you because your wings look like this? I think you need to rearrange some priorities there, friend. Tristan's coming, by the way. He's just slowed down by the mud. We are here for you, just as much as we are here for Whisper, and Clover, and Tristan. And like I'm maintaining eye contact this whole time. I'm not looking at your wings. I'm not looking at whether or not Tristan has arrived yet. I'm just keeping eye contact with you. I'm not gonna judge you. Not for this anyway. I mean, we ate a person. Like, judgment, really?
I've been judged my whole life, and I've learned to never expect more from anybody else.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm not trying to invalidate your experience, but I seem to be doing a pretty bad job at not doing that.
I'm just thankful
I'm sorry.
that you're here. That all of you guys are here. You see the embers?
Yeah, kind of hard to miss.
They weren't there 3 months ago. You guys are helping me become a better person, and I'm starting to feel normal for the most part.
Wait. The fire, that's a good thing?
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
It's gonna be a process to get through it, getting used to the fire again. But
So this is healing.
yeah.
Okay. Just no judgment, just processing. You soaked through to the... And I'll glance at the wings and back at you, and just... we should probably get you dry.
That'll probably make me feel better.
Will you come back with us?
Yeah. Okay. How much of this interaction does Tristan see? I'm curious.
Tristan?
All right, so I was gonna ask the same thing. I don't know how much further away they got before he got there.
I mean, you would maybe a few minutes later.
All right, so when I finally I caught up, and I clearly saw what was happening in the conversation. I'm going to just kind of sit close, not hiding, but I'm going to just not. I was going to approach, and I'm not, and I'm going to sit back in an area where when they do walk by, they will notice that I was sitting there, I was listening, and I just didn't get involved. But they both know I clearly heard when they walk by, if they do.
So, Finnick, as Gormrog kind of turns you to make your way back down, as you turn, your wings just like ash being thrown into the wind. They dissipate once more.
Okay, that's kind of fucking sick, though. But I didn't expect anyone to find me up here, so.
You scream pretty loud. We thought you were being attacked. We thought you were getting hurt. Alone. So we came running.
My emotions just got the better of me.
Yeah, they tend to do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
It's okay that they get the better of you.
I mean, just like my magic, I'm still learning how to control them, so.
Nick. The old man in the cave is still learning how to control his emotions. You're judging yourself. I know it's hard. And it's not gonna change overnight.
Yeah.
But while you work on it, we'll be here.
Thank you. And thank you, Tristan, for coming too. As I just sort of peek my head around Gormrog.
I'm gonna just give a lighthearted apology.
That we're all thoroughly drenched in the rain. I'm gonna just tap my forehead to Tristan's and we'll make our way in.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, well, we will be.
I finished the food.
Clover is already eating a bowl of soup in the corner by herself. Well, maybe Whisper's there. I'm not sure what Whisper's doing. But Clover's sitting in the corner next to the fireplace with the blanket over her head like this, eating a bowl of potato soup.
Tristan's gonna go sit next to her and he take off his outer, leave his tank top on, put his sword to his side, and just start playing his flute.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything for the evening?
You just dry off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the fire.
All right. So
this old man's cooking.
It's not bad for having no seasonings and all fresh food. You know, a little bland, but it does the trick. But as the evening,
when no one was looking, well, obviously half the people were outside. When Whisper and the old man weren't looking, Clover went into the kitchen and casted prestidigitation on the pot of stew to make it season.
It's fantastic stew.
Most people go in to steal things or look around. She's like, salt.
But did anyone want to have any watch for the night, or do we want to just move through?
I'm not gonna go to sleep again like normal at first. I'm gonna go when everyone starts falling asleep. I'm gonna go as I play flute. When everyone starts falling asleep and walk away, I'm gonna go sit by the door, and that's where I'm gonna ultimately fall asleep. But I'm gonna sit there until the next watch.
Okay. So are you waking up anyone for the watch after, or?
when my watch is over, I'm gonna wake someone up.
Okay. Who's taking second watch? Does anyone want to do anything specific?
I want to take the sunrise watch,
You want to take which watch?
the last one.
Okay. All right. So someone, amorphous person.
I'll
get up in the middle.
All right.
Roll a d6.
Yep. So I'm
Or
going to.
D4.
I literally had a number set, number 1. So I'm going to go up to Gormrog. I had you set for 1, and I was gonna, and then 1 came up. So I'm gonna go up to Gormy after my first watch is over. Give him one little, hey. Right, I've been usually staying up late, but am I taking a roll for the watch?
No, don't worry about it.
So then I'm just gonna say I usually stay up for most of the night, but you were right last time. I need to relax. I'm going to yeah, and as I make a gesture where I'm hoping he'll do the thing, and I just kind of lay next to him on the other side of his bed and turn my head to the wall and lay down. Okay. Or wherever he's sleeping, wherever he's at, I'm just going to go right next to him and turn the other way.
Okay. Anything you want to do on your watch, Gormrog?
Yeah, actually I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around this little cave of ours that we're sharing with this old man.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the old man. Gonna look at Tristan. I'm gonna look at Finnick. I'm gonna look at Clover. All bundled up, I imagine, under a million blankets. And then I'm gonna look at Whisper. And that's where my attention's gonna stay. Because while I look at everybody else, I know that I'll be able to see the rise and fall of their chest as they breathe.
Okay.
I know I'll be able to see the pulse in their neck. But I couldn't find a pulse when we checked on her in the forest. And she doesn't seem to be warm to the touch when she got hurt and we tried to help her and she pulled away. And she was hiding her vitals when we were checking on her. And then she pulled out the blade of the elemental of death. And she said, "No, it's mine."
Roll.
And I'm just connecting dots along the way and
just go ahead and roll a perception check for me real quick.
Mm-hmm. 14.
Okay. You watch her for the better part of a few moments. And about a minute and a half passes, and you haven't seen any pulse in her neck. And then it's dum, dum. Another minute and a half. Dum, dum. So there is a pulse. It is just very
really
slow.
slowed down. Knowing that she's still alive, even if it's slowed down, and that she's been combative and defensive and avoidant for a while, a really long time. I'm gonna make some mental notes, think about a few things, leave her alone to continue her rest. I'm gonna move towards the door and finish my watch outside.
Okay.
Or at the door, looking outside, not actually in the storm itself.
Right. So as your watch finishes, you go ahead and wake up Clover for drifting off to sleep once more. All this new information swirling around in your mind. Clover, anything you want to do?
Well, I will start off my watch looking outside to see if I see anything.
Okay. As you kind of glance out, the storm is beginning to let up at this point, kind of turning from a monsoon down to a drizzle. As the hours tick by, it eventually tapers off.
I'd like to go into the man's kitchen and see if I can find normal household staples like flour, sugar, baking powder.
None of those things are there.
None of those things. Okay, is there anything there?
There's some roots that seem to be from a tree nearby. There's potatoes. There's mushrooms. There's there's some bark and moss that seems like it may be edible. And that's about it.
I'm going to use both of those eggs that Whisper found for dinner.
Okay.
Did he?
I would assume so.
Oh. Clover was going to make everyone breakfast, but now she's looking around and she's just like, fuck this, and she's just going to go sit outside.
Okay.
And read. She's going to open up the Wisdom Plus 1 book and start reading that until everyone wakes up.
All right. So how many hours are you going to put into reading that book?
I spent an hour percepting and an hour looking for ingredients, so like 2 hours.
Okay, so just keep a note of that you spent 2 hours reading that book.
Okay.
All right, but as Clover's watch comes to an end, the first one awake is Leo, and he kind of begins to shuffle his way over to you, Clover, as you're reading in the doorway. Oh, good morning to you, Clover. I'm glad the storm's passed.
Good morning. Yeah, it's getting really nice out. You know, I took a look in your kitchen, and you didn't have anything to make pancakes.
Pancakes? No, but I have plenty of other wonderful ingredients. I'll whip something up. Hold on.
You didn't have anything to make biscuits?
Oh, no, not much flour out here.
Mm-mm. You didn't even have anything to make omelets. And I don't even eat eggs.
Well, you can go get some if you like. I'm sure your compatriots would appreciate some eggs. Hard for me to kind of get up on those cliffs nowadays.
Well, maybe Whisper can help you when she wakes up.
Okay. So he
And then
begins.
we start reading this book, and it's pretty interesting so far.
Well, be careful. Whoever reads it, from what I understand, it will. Those benefits won't bestow anyone else with it for, I think it's like 1,000 years or something.
Oh, that's something that should have been shared, I suppose.
Oh.
That's why I should talk to Finnick and Gormrog and see if either of them want to read this, since they would be the only ones who would know how to read this.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So he goes and starts preparing some sort of form of breakfast for all of you, and starts boiling the moss in a pot of water, just ladling it out, serving it into cups. But eventually the rest of you all rise for the morning. If there's anything anyone wants to do.
I would like to go up to everyone and so I started reading this book, and it's really interesting, and I really like it, and I would like to keep reading it, but Leo said that only one person is able to benefit from the book every 1,000 years, and I wanted to make sure if it was okay that I read the book.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with that.
Go right ahead.
Books are pretty boring.
You wouldn't too. Okay, cool.
Absolutely, kid. Knock yourself out.
I will.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of. I've been up for a while. I got my 4 hours and I woke up, and I've been sitting around. I'm gonna come out into the wherever. I'm assuming we're in a group, and so who wants to bet the horses are dead? The horse is dead.
Positive thinking.
And then start walking outside towards that direction.
Did you say the horses are dead?
I said, who wants to bet?
Oh, no, I don't.
Not me. I think Talon probably kept Tater Trot alive.
Tater Trot?
Sorry. Grimrock.
Gormrock just turns a darker shade of green.
Now I'm just going to start walking towards the horses.
Okay.
Horse. I keep saying horses. Horse.
All right. So, making your way down to the where you left the horse and Talon, you as you approach, you see movement initially, where there's essentially just this mud pile. You see Talon rise up, the mud kind of flopping off his back, kind of tries to puff himself up a bit, pulls his wing down. You see him kind of like stretch it from holding it in place for so long. Kind of turns to look at you, just completely just covered in mud, and all of his feathers are like soaked to the bone. And turns and looks at you as you approach Tristan.
And for the first time I'm ever approaching him, her, I don't know what. I never paid fully attention to Talon. And I'm gonna first look to see if the horse is breathing or anywhere around.
The horse is fine. It was covered by his wing.
And then I'm going to lightly, nervously, but walk up to it and kind of try to put my hand out.
To Tristan? To Talon or to the horse?
Talon. And I'm going to kind of put my hand out in like a... I probably shouldn't be doing this, but kind of nervous.
Roll an animal handling check.
Nine.
Okay. As you reach your hand out to Talon, he kind of like pulls his head back a bit, like wondering what you're trying to do. And then he flexes his wings out and shakes and just douses you in rain and mud.
And I do one of those, just stand there and don't move while I'm covered, and like, yeah.
All of his feathers are kind of poofed out now. Adjusts, and they start to lay back down into place.
And I'm gonna pull my sword out, shake the mud off it, put it back, and then go to the horse and start checking on things inside our cart and go, whatever.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I would have gone up to the cart and just made sure everything was good. Clean all the mud off of it if I can.
Okay.
Get it back on the road.
All right. So, unless anyone has anything specific they want to do, you all are able to get your cart back down into like the actual trail after having your breakfast, your morning moss tea, and are treated to some baked potatoes for breakfast. But you are set up for the day's adventure as your cart is kind of rehitched, clean, and ready to go. As
one thing I would like to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to surreptitiously, sneakily, leave 4 gold just in one of the cups that we were playing cups with. And just let him find that sometime later.
Okay. All right. As you all get ready and get prepared, Leo kind of shuffles his way down, accompanying you all to the main road. So, what you need to do, and you're going to follow this path, and then you're going to find a tree that is cracked, and one side of it hangs down, and it almost, if you move that that bit there, there's actually a path there that hasn't been used in quite some time. That will actually help get you through to Lyringorn a bit faster, instead of having to keep on through going on some of these paths. I promise that would be a much faster route.
Say that again.
He describes a route for you to take.
All right. So when we travel down this path, we will take the path that Leo told us.
Yes. All right.
I don't know left or right, but it's the path that Leo told us.
That's what it is.
No wizard did it.
Okay.
Before we leave, I'm gonna just go walk past him as we're walking away and put my hand on his shoulder and just tell him, I know I haven't said much being here. To be truthful, I thought you were some sort of, and I kind of like give him a look like I thought you were some sort of monster. If there's any way for us to communicate again, or we ever come back here, we have your back.
Well,
more than we could ever appreciate. And I'm trying to say it slow so they can't hear me saying it.
I thank you. I'm more than happy to have you back if you ever make your way up through this way again.
Kristen, stop harassing the old man. Come on, let's go.
And I give him kind of like a really, really light, but I make it appear like it's a hard shove away, like wink, a head nod, and walk away.
Okay.
We'll walk towards the group.
All right. So, with that, you head out on the road once more, continuing the trek northward towards Lyringorn. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
Okay.
I'll say it's going to be at advantage because he gave you a specific directions.
So I'll go.
Just one person, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
19.
Okay. So, using the directions Leo gave you, you find the path that he laid out, and kind of take that turn, continue on for the good part of the day. And as the evening begins to kind of settle in, you see the lights northward. Whisper, you recognize them almost immediately, of the city you never really called home, but spent almost your entire life at. As you kind of come over a bit of a lip, eventually the entirety of the city comes into view. And as you look out on Lyringorn, you all are almost immediately struck by like this frozen, lifeless appearance of it. The large Cliff Keep mountains behind it stand like two sentinels guarding the city that is nestled beneath it. Each of the peaks covered in this thick layer of snow, giving the city this almost otherworldly appearance. As you kind of descend toward Lyringorn, you realize that beneath the canopy of the peaks lies this completely different world. The air becomes warmer and more humid. The landscape transforms into this lush tropical paradise. You see exotic flowers in brilliant hues of red, orange, purple, and you hear the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. And the city is surrounded by this dense forest teeming with game, a forest you're very familiar with, Whisper. You catch glimpses of wild animals moving gracefully through the undergrowth. As you see the city as you descend down onto it, the architecture of Lyringorn is this almost harmonious blend of elven craftsmanship and natural elements. The buildings are made of stone and wood and seamlessly integrate into the natural surroundings. Elaborate carvings of leaves, flowers, and animals adorn the facades, and the roofs are covered with living plants, creating this almost natural camouflage. As you look from a distance, you see the streets lined with trees and plants, and small streams and waterfalls flow through the city, adding to this ethereal nature of the city. But as you guys come down and enter into the forest that surrounds Lyringorn, what do you guys want to do?
Are you sure we don't want to go back to Leo's place? I feel like I was getting really close to getting that last trick shot I was trying to do.
He didn't have any flour. Are you getting nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
But this forest is really nice and feels nice to be in the forest. But what are we doing? Like, what's our plan here?
We were just following you.
It was easy when it was just me going, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go and knock, knock, knock. I'm here. But now there's all of you, and I feel like that now maybe is not the smartest idea.
We can't just do what you were gonna plan to do, but now with all of us? Just knock, 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 surprise, we're here?
Now I don't want to put you all in danger.
Whisper, we just fought lightning that was coming after you
That
because
was less
of
scary than my brother and sister.
my point is that we came all this way. We're on board.
Yeah, and I'm saying maybe just knock, knock, knock. The no plan idea was probably not the best plan.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Do you know any secret tunnels or hidden doorways or like any way that we can get advantage on them?
I don't know. Do I?
So you have little paths that you would take as a child to kind of get out without, not that you were paid much attention to, but they were sneaky paths, quote unquote, that you would take. How actually stealthy these paths are is to be determined.
I mean, I know some things, but also remember part of what we wanted to do is not just like fight them right away, is we wanted to see like if we could figure out what actually happened to my aunt, what I'm being blamed for. Like, we were gonna go detective and
yeah, I just think we should still be a little stealthy because
that's what I'm saying.
Out for your life.
I'm saying maybe we should first do the figure out info thing. But yes, stealthy. And I can make us super quiet, too.
Tiefling disguise back on, too. I don't know if that would help. But it might.
Actually, yeah. Maybe. What time of the day is it?
The sun is setting over over the mountains to the east. So you get the sense it's probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of down for the malice disguise again. I feel like I probably should 100% not be seen.
Well, yeah, but your brother also knows what the rest of us look like.
Yeah, but he's just one person, and he was never very good with words. So, like, he probably is like, there was my sister, and a tall one, and a short one, and a pretty one, and a green one, and, like, he just probably wouldn't be very descriptive.
Is there, like, a particular type of people who live in Lyringorn? Like, would any of us stick out more than the others? Like, in Western, it was, like, kind of like a hodgepodge of people, so...
It's all elves.
It's all elves, okay. I can disguise myself to look like an elf.
Could I still be disguised, too?
Well, you're using the disguise kit. I can use my spell on myself, and then just keep using it until I'm too tired to do spells anymore. Watch. Clover's just gonna like poke her nose and make herself look like herself. But she wants to look like her sister, Sage, but like an elf.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the prettiest girl at the party.
I did send you a picture of that, but she looks like a normal girl.
Okay.
A normal little elf girl, but like short, with like long golden hair.
All right. What are the rest of you doing?
Whose disguise kit was helping me? Because I have just the horn.
Mine. You were using my disguise kit, and you still can.
Mm-hmm. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
She pulls out all the pigments again. All the various clothing items and dyes that she can dye for anything. Pretty much, it's just dye.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20. Add your proficiency bonus because you're proficient with the disguise kit.
Oh, it's a 21.
Okay. So, Whisper, in your new makeup, Clover with your new disguise, you all
My
be
disguise is gonna last an hour, but.
Finnick and Tristan. Are you doing anything to conceal your appearances or no?
I mean,
I don't really have much to
I
do
feel
that.
like I blend in.
Yeah, you both look like elves.
I'll change into like just my red shirt, brown pants.
Okay.
So I'm not wearing the same outfit that I was when we first met Bellon.
All right.
I don't have anything to change what I look like unless I take part, just nothing. So I'm just gonna try to cover my scales more than I've been trying to keep them out.
Okay.
And I haven't been pulling them lately. I've been letting them grow, so I'm gonna try to cover them, and that's the only way I know how to disguise myself.
Okay.
How much bigger than me are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
How big are you? Because I'm about like almost 6.5 feet tall.
I'm 5'2".
I'm
But-
much taller than you.
I'm still gonna offer you the fancy men's shirt that I was wearing. And see if that fits you. It's like a size smaller.
I'm gonna allow that to happen. See how that works.
All right. So you slide on this very small shirt. It's like a crop top on you.
Yep, I'm not gonna let it happen. There
Maybe
might be a
not.
moment as we're speaking, I might take it off without her looking.
Okay. So, Gormog, are you doing anything to disguise your appearance?
I don't really have anything to do that with.
Okay.
I'm kind of bright green all over. Kind of hard to hide that.
Okay. So,
and tusks.
Right.
So
what's the plan, everyone? Just walking into Lirangorn?
How about I can make us really quiet, and we sneaky in, and we just see what's going on. It's nighttime, so we got to cover overnight, and
Okay.
maybe we'll hear something. Maybe some of us can go and talk to people if we're feeling bold.
yeah, I was gonna ask, are there any people here that you trust?
No.
That kind of makes things difficult.
We definitely have to come on. And you see Tristan kind of looking around, we have there. I think that we're going a little quick on this. I feel we should do something, or maybe take the night or a day around trying not to rush into this before we get ambushed or caught not ready. Find somewhere to hide.
I mean,
or somewhere
we're
to
not
go.
rushing. We're just figuring out information. We're not fighting. We're not going to the castle. And it's nighttime, so it's the best time to go.
Okay. All right, and kind of looks back at Gormy with a.
Okay. So.
Maybe we should get into one last fight, and maybe that'll make us stronger. You guys want to get into like a big brawl?
No. I think that's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay. I don't know. I noticed that the more I fight, the stronger I get.
If we're going, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. So, as you cast Pass Without a Trace, the shadows of the forest kind of begin to move up onto all of your allies. What are you doing with Talon and the horse?
Oh yeah. Parking them in the forest, and I know the forest is safe, and people don't normally come and check out the forest because I've been there a lot.
Okay.
So I tell him a good spot to go, and where I used to play a lot.
Okay. Easy enough. You give Talon his directions, and he kind of makes his way off with the horse and the carriage, I'm assuming, right?
You best friends.
Yep. Kind of walk next to each other. But as you all begin to dive into the city proper, the shadows creeping around your form, all of you go ahead and roll stealth checks for me.
Plus 10, right?
10.
And we add in, yes. Awesome.
Natural 20.
The crop
31?
38.
So I rolled a natural
33.
Yeah, so 31.
Okay.
27. Yeah.
All right. You guys are invisible as you make your way into the city. As you begin to work into this actual city proper, Whisper, you notice this first off, a light that is not normally there. You see this fiery flickering light up on one of the mountains to the rear of where the actual castle is.
That's new.
It almost reflects out like it's inside of a cave and there's someone in there and the light is reflecting out.
The light's coming from the cave?
Yeah, it looks like there's a fire or something inside the cave.
It's new.
Someone's in that cave.
But as you enter in the streets, even in Larengordon, there's a pretty dense population of dark elves. And so nighttime is almost as busy as the day. But the streets seem pretty empty at this moment in time as you guys kind of slink your way through. You hear the different sounds of people inside buildings, but everything seems kind of muted, and there's almost this tension that starts to permeate the air around all of you.
Awfully quiet. It's not normally this quiet.
You kind of told them that we were coming.
Oh yeah. But still, this is a whole, like, the whole city is quiet. Did they, like, lock everyone down? Because of me? Are they not scared of me?
So, hold on a sec. Joe, you said the city is elven and otherworldly, surrounded by dense forests. It's humid. It's like a jungle, essentially. And the streets are lined with natural elements. but it's pretty packed with people. But you also said it was frozen and lifeless.
The architecture, like the actual stone work of the building, is this like almost alabaster stone that gives it this like this appearance of like timelessness.
But the city itself, there's a decent amount of people. It feels like it's alive.
Typically, from not currently.
So, how lively is it?
Right
I
now,
know you said there's dark elves out and about.
I said typically there's dark elves out and about. You don't see any of them out on the street now.
So the streets are barren.
Pretty much, yeah.
But we hear rustling and like voices muffled.
Yeah, you hear voices coming from some of the buildings around. You would be familiar with an inn that's not very far from where you are currently. The Wandering Wyvern. But besides that, you don't really see or hear much from anyone. You do hear the faint flapping sound that you are very familiar with.
Oh yeah, be careful. My brother's not the only wyvern rider here. I want to point to where the inn is and where we hear the sound, and then I'm like gonna point to my ear and then the inn and like mime a wall and like, can we listen on the side of the wall?
Definitely gonna follow her direction and say, yeah, let's move towards the building.
Okay. You all kind of sneak your way over.
Scooch in.
Again, and press yourselves against the wall. And listen in. You hear the faint rattling of bodies moving around inside. It's certainly not nearly as loud as it would typically be, especially in this day like today with the relatively nice weather. Were you listening for anything specific or?
The conversations mostly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
All of us?
Whoever's listening, yeah.
Me.
All of us, especially Clover.
I'm mostly watching after hearing the wyvern rider.
15.
14.
What'd you roll, Clover?
26.
26. What'd you roll, Whisper?
12.
Okay, Clover, you're the only one that makes out any sort of conversation through the wall. There appears to be a lot of complaints about nightmares, a unnatural chilling at night, where things seem to get very cold, and yeah, that's about it. That's all you make from this brief moment.
Okay, in my quietest voice, I'm going to relay that information to everybody else.
Okay.
Whisper, is this something we should be thinking about right now before moving forward, or what's the plan?
Maybe we should wait to the day and try to hear more? I don't know why it's so dead. It's never like this. Kind of freaking me out.
You guys, should we? And as I'm saying this, I keep looking back at Gormrog and back forward. Should we press forward, or do we play something smart? Should we go back for now and come in search, or should we research now, or should we? And you see him kind of like trying to find a role of trying to find like what to do, but he doesn't know what he's doing, so he starts like grabbing his sword really tight, and then kind of just steps down and goes back to quiet.
I already used my one good idea today. I didn't think it would be dead. I thought we would be able to overhear a conversation, and that was my whole goal. So I don't know where we would go from here tonight.
And just should we try to get a room at the end? Maybe just one of us gets a room, and then the rest of us can sneak our way in. Who's the most normal looking?
Finnick?
Okay.
Of the 5 of us, yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah, I can go in.
For a room, and then you have that telepath thing, right? You can message us and let us know when you're in.
Yeah.
And then we can all just go sneak up or something. We'll figure it out. We still have that path without a place, right?
Okay. I will create a telepathic link with Clover.
Okay.
I guess sort of. I want to look around, make sure nobody like sees me sort of come out from hiding.
Okay, roll a perception check.
I enter.
Clover, that was such a good idea.
Oh.
A 15.
Okay. You glance around and you don't notice anyone like looking in your direction or anything like that.
Okay. I'm just gonna like pull my hair off to one side and stand up straighter than normal and walk in to the inn.
Okay. So you turn and breach the threshold into the inn. All the candles that are spread out amongst the various tables all seem to be just a little dimmer than what you would normally be accustomed to. You see what you would assume very beautiful elven woman, long red hair, this very beautiful dress, beautiful figure behind the bar, behind the counter, and she looks up to you, and you can just see the weariness in her eyes. Like her normally beautiful face, you can see these heavy bags underneath each eye, and her hair is a little frazzled in the front. And she looks at you and a little surprised to see anyone entering into the tavern, into the inn at this time, or anyone new, period. But as you enter in, she looks up for a moment. Can I help you with something?
Yes, I'm looking for a room, please. I'm just wandering into town, and I need some place to stay.
Oh, you see her kind of look to a few of the other patrons that are sitting there. All of them, as you look at everyone else that are there, there's maybe 5 or 6 other elves, both wood and high elves, kind of seated at the ends of the counter. They all look haggard as well. Their eyes are sunken. They have heavy bags. Their hair is disheveled. There's like this arch to their back.
I'm gonna relay all that information to Clover, just letting her know like there's other people in here. They look like they haven't slept in weeks.
I'm in there, and they're like suspicious of her, and there's other people in there, and they look really fucking tired.
Is there any way to just get a room for the evening? I might need to change the length of my stay depending on other conditions, but
just yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you need anything to eat or drink or anything?
If you have any tea, that would be lovely.
Sure. Did you want me to have it brought up to your room?
No, I can bring it up there myself. Thank you.
Okay. So it'll be 1 gold for the night.
Okay. Also, are you okay? You seem really sleepy.
No, it's been ever since the queen passed, it's just been, I don't know, I think it's affecting us all more than we thought. But that's not welcome to Lyringorn. It's we're glad you came to our humble inn, the Wandering Wyvern. I'm Galadriel. It is my pleasure to meet you. She kind of puts a key down onto the counter.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the city? I'm just curious. You said the queen passed recently?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit now. A few months. But,
Also, I'd like to subtle spell detect thoughts.
Go ahead. What do they gotta roll?
So for surface thoughts, it's nothing. It's only if I want to probe deeper.
Okay. So, as you probe the surface level thoughts, a lot of her concentration is focused on you, and like you see flashes of the queen's face as she talks about the queen, but there's this dark shadow to the top of her mind that seems to be lingering there. And as you bounce from each person, you see that shadow in each of their minds just kind of slowly creeping out into their thoughts. They say her niece killed her. I'm not really all that familiar. It's been a long few months, and just tired. Sorry.
Well, if you need sleep, I highly recommend like chamomile or lavender. It really soothes the senses.
Well, that's wonderful advice. I may have to do that tonight.
Of course. I wish you the best of luck and a great evening.
You get some rest, sweetheart.
I will go up to the room, describing to Clover where it is, or if there's like a room number.
Yeah, it's room 3, we'll say.
What'd you say, Clover?
Is there a window?
Yes, is there a window?
Yes, there is a window.
I will crack open the window, and just trying to leave something so they know which room is mine.
Yeah, so I guess the hard part now is like, how do we get in there?
Which?
Try to climb in through the window.
So is it first floor room, second floor?
It's gonna be a second floor room.
Of course it is. Just sort of lighting a candle while I'm in there. And I'm going to whip out my rope of climbing.
Okay.
Hey.
And use that to help the rest of them into the room.
Okay. So, for brevity's sake, I'll say, with relative ease, you all are able to make your way, helping each other up into the room. Get yourselves all situated and prepare to bed off for the evening. Does anyone want to do anything specific before the end of the day?
I just want to brief everyone. So I was trying to see if she would think more about the queen and what happened, but there was this shadow looming over everybody's thoughts. and everybody looks super tired. Like,
Getting those nightmares.
This is spooky.
Stage
there's
whispers,
obviously a
guys. Stage
magical
whispers.
element.
Remember.
Hmm?
Just remember
Oh,
stage
yeah.
whispers. I can barely hear you.
This is spooky.
There's some magical element here. I just don't know what it is. Unless it's one of your siblings, Whisper.
It's nothing I'm familiar with. But she has been appearing in my dreams, my sister.
I think we're gonna need a full breakdown of your family to figure out what we're up against. Because if she's appearing in your dreams, your brother's flying dragons, the entire city can't sleep.
Well, the dragon's flying is normal. That's like you join the Wyvern brigade, the Wyvern team, you get a Wyvern. That's not weird.
No, but like, it's a lot. We barely took him down on his own, and then he came back.
Yeah, that was the weird part, not the Wyvern.
So if we have to fight while we're sleeping as well, we're gonna start looking like these people.
I feel like I've already been fighting while I've been sleeping.
I know that feeling.
How's that been going? Are you winning?
Not really.
Whisper?
What?
Are you winning in these fights in your sleep?
There's been no winning. She's attacked me, and Birdman's come in, and I've woken up. I don't think she can really hurt me in my dreams. It feels like it hurts, but I don't wake up hurt.
Okay.
Maybe we should sleep and see if we could find out any information in the morning.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
I agree.
I'll take first watch if we're doing watches.
As we will dive into that on not next week, but the week after's episode of Forging Fates. But
Did we do one watch?
No. But I will say, everyone go ahead and level up.
I told you, the more you
Finally!
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm excited.
You weren't before.
Oh no, I'm still so excited, but there's been something I've been wanting to do for ages.
So everyone go ahead and if you want to roll your hit dice. So everyone.
Oh, are we doing it right now?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your hit dice.
God damn it, 1 second.
What am I supposed to roll again?
I'm never good at this.
I just never remember what I'm supposed to roll.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, Tristan, I think
Whatever
you're
your
a
hit
D12.
die is, you roll one of your hit die.
Yes, I'm looking it up. It's just hard to find.
And I'm doing the
I
same.
think rogues are D8.
Hey.
Barbarians are D12.
What'd you roll, Whisper?
7.
Nice. Gormrog, what'd you roll? 2. Okay, not so great. Clover, what did you roll?
It's just a singular D8.
Yep. If it's a 1, re-roll, and then you add your Constitution modifier.
And then I add my...
It should do it automatically.
Automatically, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just add whatever it is you're rolling.
I have no clue what we're doing.
I've never been able to figure that out.
Yeah.
Donald, just roll a d12.
Oh, I thought it was a D8.
No, you're a d12.
So that was fucking
What'd you roll, Clover?
11. I rolled an 8 plus 3.
Oh, so you rolled an 8. Okay, awesome.
Plus 3.
All right. What'd you roll, Tristan?
I rolled a 7.
A 7? Okay. I'll fix
Yeah.
your character sheet. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just remember 7. What'd you roll, Finnick, on your new dice?
I rolled a 7.
All right. Everyone's taking 1 level in their class. Anyone doing
Yeah,
anything?
I just got a butt ton of incredible things.
All right. Finnick, do you want to go ahead and tell everyone what you're leveling up in?
I just took a level in Paladin.
What?
Never would have guessed.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you after the game, but that's funny.
Okay, so. Oh, all right. Is anyone has anything before we end the game tonight?
Reminder tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to all our announcements, but any in-game stuff that we forgot and we want to wrap up real quick. Okay.
No.
Not except I want to do it before we can't take an.
What do you want to do, Tristan?
No.
What do you want to do?
What?
What do you want to do? Make it fast.
Okay, no. Super quick. So I was also staying up while Finnick was staying up. Not saying anything to Finnick, but
Okay.
while staying up, doing nothing but leering and paying attention to the sword.
What sword?
Staying up on purpose.
What sword?
Her great sword.
Okay, roll a perception check for me.
$15.
Okay. It's a nice sword. All right. What's up, Clover? You got something? Okay, I guess not. All right. Well, that is tonight's episode of Forging Fates. We are live tomorrow for the premiere episode of Spell Shots, hosted by Jeremy. The King Jeremy, or something like that is his handle. So make sure you check that out. Next week we have episodes 10 through 15, I think, of Forging Fates on the recap. And then after that is the first of the interview episodes for Spell Shots, where you get to meet the cast and start to meet some of the players and a little bit of their characters, a little backstory stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's next week. Tomorrow's the first game. Check out that. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, help us with the algorithm, all that good stuff that every YouTuber says. We love you guys. Love you, geeks. I'm going to end this. I'm going to go to our ending screen, and then I'm going to start a raid. So if you want to help us out, stick around for the raid. Love you guys. Good night.